All right, team, thank you for checking out this video here. I have your new set of vocab words for the start of the new semester. We're calling this Vocabulary 0.1 because we're dealing we're dealing with none other than logical fallacies for your next unit. Why are fallacies important? Well, for our next unit, they're going to be very prevalent, but also the more effective you become at detecting logical fallacies, the more effective you're going to be able to determine whether a source is credible or not. Today, we're only focused on 5 fallacies. We have the straw man, the red herring, the false dichotomy, anecdotal evidence, and the ad hominem fallacy. Let's get started with the straw man. And an example of this is in one of my favorite movies, The Campaign.
And hard work, unlike my friend here, Cam Brady, who believes that everyone should live in Rainbow Land.
Douglas, I'd like to say one thing. I'm an American too. And I have no idea what he's referring to as Rainbow Land, okay?
I'm referring to a 13-page doctrine written by Camden Brady called Rainbow Land.
That's something I wrote in the 2nd grade.
I think anybody that writes about the redistribution of wealth sounds like a communist to me.
Okay, so what happened there? Well, a straw man occurs when somebody takes a person's argument or point or statement, distorts it or exaggerates it in some kind of extreme way. So there we have an example. Referring to a red herring, we have Dewey Cox knocking off Bob Dylan.
How to help people with my music.
Some people are saying that your new music sounds a lot like Bob Dylan.
Well, maybe Bob Dylan sounds a lot like me. You know, how come nobody ever asked Bob Dylan why you sound so much like Dewey Cox?
Mailboxes drip like lampposts in the twisted birth canal.
So a red herring is used to distract the conversation away from oneself or problem at hand, but rather it shifts the focus of the discussion to accusing the opponent. We also have a false dichotomy, and a dichotomy is basically 2 different things. An example, when Anakin tells Obi-Wan,
"It's a democracy. If you're not with me, then you're my enemy.
if you're not with me, you're my enemy," or
I'm figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
It don't have nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with the fact
I'm figuring out whether you're for me or Trump.
too many videos. Okay. False dichotomy. So that's used to present only 2 options. This is when a speaker only presents 2 options. We can consider this black or white thinking or all or nothing kind of thinking. We have anecdotal. An anecdote is a personal story that makes a point. Not always the most effective, but we have Billy Madison.
To me, is just like a story I know called The Puppy Who Lost His Way. The world was changing, and the puppy was getting bigger. So you see, the puppy was like industry. Industrial revolution to me.
All right, the puppy was like industry. Okay, so this occurs when a person uses a story, a personal incident, an isolated experience as the basis of their argument, and this leads to assumptions and lack of evidence. So avoid anecdotal fallacies. Lastly, we have the ad hominem. This is used when a person attacks their opponent's character or personality traits in an attempt to undermine their opponent's argument. So here we have the following.
They're like this. And you know what they say about men with small hands? You can't trust them.
He said I had small hands. Actually, I'm 6'3", not 6'2", but he said I had small hands. They're not small, are they? I never heard that one before.
So here we have name calling from politicians that we elect. We have Rubio attacking Trump's hand size. We have Trump attacking Rubio's stature, completely relevant to the wellness of the citizens. But these are ad hominems used to attack opponents' character based on maybe how they look. All right, so today, really quick, we've gone over straw man, red herring, false dichotomy, anecdotal evidence, and ad hominem. I hope these are helpful for you, and I hope you can spot